Want to make real money with Ideogram AI? Here are 8 must-know tips.
And also, if you're unaware, this is my top research design vault, 460 plus niches. We should be hitting over 500 niches by the end of this month. Definitely will, honestly. I release niches every single week as far as design inspiration and different ideas and what's selling as of right now, what's trending and what people are buying, and you're trying to get ahead of the competition to help you make sales with your print-on-demand business. There's a lot of people back here that are having success with this. You can see what you could get: the niche name, related keywords, number of competition, and the link. There are people back here that are making sales, making money, and have a better understanding of what they should be designing for when it comes to creating a design for a t-shirt, right? So that's the one of the most important thing when people look at any of this stuff. It's like they don't know what's selling, and this is like what they should be creating. Everything is trademark checked and copyright checked back here too as well, so you don't have to worry about that. But I always recommend that you always double check for this. I say this in all my videos because I'm human. I do make mistakes on my end too as well. And it happens to me sometimes where I'll, create something, then I go back and check. I'm like, wait up, dang, it's trademark. I can't create this design. So you always double check everything that you do because it's your business too as well. If you're trying to take this serious and make money and take it to that next level, I highly recommend Top Research Design Vault.
Tip number 1 is going to be starting with trending ideas. Now you can leverage Ideogram.ai and look at their explore page, right? And this is going to tell you a story. I always recommend this, like any platform is going to tell you a story. So like if you're doing research on Amazon, if you're doing research on Ideogram AI, or if you're doing research on Etsy, Redbubble, or it doesn't matter, even on Google, any type of search engine is what I'm talking about. If you can search something and find something, you can do research on. And this is going to help you stay on top of what's trending right now. So like, for example, right now, Halloween is just a few days away. That's trending. Thanksgiving is next. There is Christmas, and there's a few other holidays that are in between those right there, that it's like Hanukkah. There are ideas right there between those that are trending and people are searching like crazy right now. And the main goal is when you're doing this research, you want to look for things that have a demand. If you're doing this and you're finding things that have a demand as far as they show sales, they have reviews, or you can see that there's like a consistent selling product on there. And one thing is like Amazon.com gives us a BSR chart, right? I talk about this in pretty much a lot of my videos when I'm doing research, because we do a lot of research on Amazon.com. And you're going to see that when there's a BSR and it's showing you a consistent BSR that's going up and down, that means that there's a demand. So that's very, very powerful. And let me go ahead and share with you exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the Explore page on Ideogram AI. So this right here, if you come over here to feed on the left-hand corner and then you scroll down, you're going to see all these different types of images. And it's going to show you like little hearts here. You can see, and you can also, a little trick is, you can sort it by, rising, top month, top week, top day. Let's say, for example, let's see the top month. And it's going to give us a breakdown of, what these little hearts like. It's showing you like these are good designs, or these are good ideas, good inspiration. This is pretty cool. This is also good stuff. Great things take time. Keep going. Pretty cool. Now, are these, as far as like creating t-shirt designs, some of these can be really good ideas, right? Kind of get your brain thinking and to see what, these different ideas you come across. So leveraging this right here is exactly how you do it as far as understanding, what people like, what people are searching. You can even click on, as far as that, click on here and see what type of prompt it is, right? So it's giving you a ton of information here as far as understanding what they're doing with the prompt and how you come up with different ideas and take different keywords from this right here, right? Very, very powerful. Each one is going to have a prompt. Each image here is going to have a prompt, and it's going to give you a description of how, the person created this actual prompt or the design itself. Tip number 2, finding low competition niches. Now, the goal is to find trending ideas, right? But also you want that low competition too as well. Now, a lot of people get confused when it comes to this. Like, what does that mean? Now, it can vary. Sometimes there is niches where you're seeing that there's a lot of competition, but a lot of people are buying in those niches. So it's your job as a creator to understand that if you're creating, for example, you're creating a really cool t-shirt design, your goal is to create the best t-shirt design in that niche as possible. And then that's going to give you the best opportunity to make sales in. Now, right, it's easier said than done. because it obviously takes a little bit of brain power to understand what people want in that niche. What's going to make them purchase? Like, what are they going to like about the design? You have to ask yourself that, right? And then how are you going to get it shown to people out there? Are you going to leverage any of these algorithms? Are you going to promote it on your own website? Or are you going to do some influencer shout outs? Or what are you going to do? It's not like, let me put a product up on the internet and hopefully someone takes a look at it and buys it, right? And then if it doesn't work, then you're just going to give up. That's not how it works. Like, it just takes a little bit more time. And I'm just being like very transparent with this. It's like, over the years of creating designs for t-shirts and just products in general, some of my best-selling designs, like, I think they're going to do really good. They don't do really good, so they're not considered best-selling designs. I think they're going to be best-selling designs. They don't do good. And then next thing you know, it's that one design that I didn't even think was going to do good starts to sell. That's just the way it works. And it's always going to work that way. The market decides if it's a good design or not. Not me. The market does. So now, with that being said, there's tools out there that you can leverage to help you find niches with low competition. One of the best tools I personally like to use is Merch Informer. All right, now this is a very simple tool, but I've been using it for 8 years now. I've been doing print on demand for close to 8 years now. And that was one of the tools as far as doing research and understanding. It just basically takes out all the fluff, and it gives me what's selling at the moment and what products are doing good. Where's the demand at, right? Looking to understand what people are buying. Little details like that, little inspiration like that can make all the difference in the design that you're going to create for either your audience, your customer, your avatar customer, or whatever you want to call it, right? How are you going to make a sell for that design that you're putting on the product? How are you going to make someone want to purchase that? The goal is to give the customer what they want. Now, you can leverage, like I said, you can leverage any of these platforms as far as finding like low competition niches. I talk a lot about this on my channel as far as like doing research and going through different ideas and finding different products. Now, here's an example of a low competition niche, right? Dear Santa, it was his fault. Xmas couples Christmas women's t-shirt design. So if we come over here and look at this, you're going to see that it's obviously the BSRs are a little bit higher right now, but when we get closer into, like, for example, like these two right here, like, look at these ideas. There is a demand for these. Right here, Dear Santa, they are the naughty ones. So this is a different idea, but if we didn't search that or go into it, we wouldn't be able to find that. Dear Santa, before I explain how much do you know? So like, here's another one too, right? Just different ideas like this. You can see that the BSRs are lower, and which means they're making more sales, but it's not saying like these don't do good. So if you come over here and you click on it, and of course, I'm trying to show you an example and the BSRs are not popping up, but most likely if we click on this right here, the BSRs, we're gonna see that when it gets closer to Christmas time, because it'll tell us some dates as far as like, if you look at last year's Christmas, and then if you look at this year, it's most likely gonna start trending down and making more sales. The same thing with this one too as well. And if you wanna get a little bit more technical, you can kind of just look at the reviews and see how people are wearing them, which is a really good idea, because there is a ton of cool stuff that can be done as far as looking at reviews and understanding how people are purchasing them or how they're using them, right? But as far as that, look, we have a result of 126. So it's basically saying that once it starts to make sales, it's going to start ranking pretty much on that front page, right? Closer to that front page. And your main goal is to get on the front page with a cool design, because that's where you want to be as far as the purchasing power of Amazon.com and creating a really cool design. And you can leverage any of this stuff like inside of Ideogram AI to create a really cool design over here. Now, tip number 3 is remix and optimize designs. Now, this part right here is the paid part subscription of Ideogram AI. In order for you to use this and use this feature, I love to use this feature as far as what type of ideas I can come up with, what inspiration I can come up with, or if I can leverage a certain design that I like and literally just change the text, and then I have a completely different design. I like the layout of this design, right? I think it's a really cool design, and I want to leverage that design and use that same concept and design template and apply it to my niche that I know I have a top selling design in. So for example, I'm gonna go ahead and take this actual design, Dear Santa, it was his fault. Okay, I took a screenshot of it. I'm gonna come over here to Ideogram AI, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upload the image. And then I'm gonna go ahead and upload this image. I'm gonna hit remix right here. The design, hit remix. You can take the image weight, like this actual design, and it will hold the image weight based off of this, and you can adjust this here if you want to do that, or you can just hit the X. Now, and then you can check auto, general, realistic, and design, 3D, or anime. I'm gonna hit design for this one. and then you want to remix it. So basically just describe this, right? The whole concept, the whole description of this t-shirt. A black t-shirt with a printed design. The design features white text that reads Dear Santa at the top, followed by It Was His Fault in larger font. Below this text, there's an arrow pointing to the right, and beneath the arrow, the words with my elf on the shelf are printed. Sometimes it does a little bit of this, which is, I don't see that image doing this design, doing that, right? Let me come over here. So let me just take this part. You're gonna switch out like a few things here. So I took out a certain the design. Instead of like t-shirt, you can actually take out the t-shirts, but the design also has a small graphic of Santa hat on the top left corner. I think we can just take that out. We're gonna go ahead and leave it as is, and we'll go ahead and hit the remix. Now you can also do a magic prompt. You can leave it on or off, or auto, or visible to the public or private, and then the model, and then the color palette, and then also to it here, there's a few different things like rendering, turbo, default quality, seed number. You can mess with this if you want. A negative prompt, things to avoid. There was someone that left a comment in one of my videos saying don't put mockups, which is really cool. And then you just hit the remix, and then we'll go ahead and see what it does. So it's generating for us. And now this is one thing that it does. So if you run into something like this, we can literally just take this out, because what it did was just recopy the actual image. Now just take that out right there, and keep in mind, you can change any of this text out too. So if you feel like you don't want to do something similar because you're going to be doing what everyone else is doing, which I recommend you to switch this up. This is just for an example. You can literally just change the text in there. Dear Santa, it was his fault, right? We can just put, and like it created some cool stuff. You can literally put, I didn't do it, right? Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time, okay? Like literally switch something up like that, mess something up here, right? And I didn't do it this time, something like that. And just be, switching it up, coming up with your own concept. It's original idea, right? Just by leveraging that. And then we go ahead and hit generate, we'll create another one. Now we created that one, but let's go back to the one that we just created. Let's create that one for us, it's almost done. But Dear Santa, it was his fault. Pretty clean, right? Dear Santa, it was his fault. This is a cool one. Dear Santa, it was his fault. That's a clean one. Look at Dear Santa, it was his fault. Pretty clean, right? And then it will give you like the prompt, the magic prompt, like we left the magic prompt on, and it kind of just broke down something else for us, right? You can see that, right? Really cool. So let's actually go back to the one that we just created right now. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. And now you see what I did, but take the main concept, Dear Santa, but we switched it up with, said it was his fault, I didn't do it this time. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. Pretty clean. And then the color scheme, it has it down pretty dang good, right? And I like this one too, because it has a little red. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. Dear Santa, I didn't. So it has, you see, you gotta watch out for like the spelling error sometimes, because it will, like you can see what it did right here. It looks like it got confused, but for the most part, did a pretty good job. And then you can just literally upscale it from here. And then if you like a certain one, you can remix it again. And then you can see how you're just building on top of the one that you created, and just kept on going with it, which is really, really awesome. Now, one cool thing I love to do, so tip number 4 is use AI to speed up the creation process. Now, like we're leveraging Ideogram AI now, but we want to come up with our own unique original idea, because we do not want to feel like you're copying somebody, right? You don't want to feel like you're copying a design. You want to be different from everybody. This is where ChatGPT was going to come into clutch as far as coming up with different ideas. You probably come up with 10 to 20 different ideas just like that. And we're going to just basically take the main concept, and when we take that main concept, we're going to go into ChatGPT and leverage that main concept and say, hey, give me 5 to 10 different, t-shirt ideas based off of this idea. So the Dear Santa, it was his fault example, we're going to come over here, create. I'm inside of ChatGPT if you're unaware of that too as well. I use the paid program myself because I use this a lot. I use it to brainstorm. I use it to use different ideas, different concepts, and just literally go back and forth with ideas that I may have for my business. So create 10 t-shirt ideas that are similar, let's say, to this saying. and we're using Dear Santa, it was his fault. Dear Santa, it was his fault. His fault, right? And you see exactly what I did here. Oops, I put create 10 t-shirt ideas that are similar to this saying, Dear Santa, it was his fault, and then hit go. This is where the magic happens. This is really cool. See? And let me start this. Can you make sure these are not trademarked? These are not trademarked on the US PTO website. Something I want trying to test out because I want to see if it would actually check that, which is a really cool idea. But before I create any of these designs, I will go over there and check the USPTO website to make sure they're not trademarked. And then not only that, do a little bit of searching, as far as online, making sure there's no popular song or anything like that before you create any of these designs. But I think this is a really good idea as far as coming up with a creation and coming up with different ideas. You see how powerful this is, and just going back and forth. And as far as taking the information that it gave us, if it can check the USPTO, instead of I can just come over here and grab this and come into TM Hunt. Okay, if you're unaware of what TM Hunt is, let me pop it up for you. You come in here and just throw those all in there, and then you can just do a search, and you can literally just live and then just go in here and start searching one by one. You can filter it, and what you're looking for is to make sure nothing's trademarked. You're looking for like 2 letters or more, and you're just going through the whole process of that right there. Now this takes a little bit more time. You just got to do this on your end. This is more of the boring part of the business as far as looking for the t-shirt ideas that you're trying to create, making sure they're not trademarked or any copyrights, and you're not infringing on anyone, right? Which is really, really important. But yeah, leveraging ChatGPT to come up with different t-shirt ideas is very powerful as far as speeding up the process, or if you're just lost and you're stuck and you can't think of any good ideas yourself, this will be a good idea to create unique t-shirt design ideas. Now, tip number 5, right, we talked about it over here inside of Ideogram AI, is when you're remixing, right, you can literally, how I took out like the concept here of Dear Santa, I didn't do this, how we took out, the actual t-shirt design itself, instead of having that image so for the example, let me upload that image again. As we upload that image and we hit the remix, right, how it weighs, like it will take this into consideration. And obviously it did that, and it created like a very similar t-shirt, or created the t-shirt as a mock-up, and it went through that whole concept of that. So it weighted that. But once we took that out, it got a little bit better, and we still had that, negative prompt things to avoid right here. We typed that in, but we had to take this out, and then it did a much better job as far as creating like original layout of a design. And then keep in mind, as you're doing this stuff, editing the text, messing with any of this stuff right here is very important to give it what you want. Now, don't think you're going to come in here and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to just not do nothing, upload it, and then not pay attention to the description as I'm giving it to the AI. That doesn't work that way. You're going to have to take a little bit of time, understand what you're doing before you try to jump ahead and then create something that you're going to expect to get something out of it, right? Don't do that. I know a few people where they'll just do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I get confused and get flustered and just give up when I don't want to do that. Don't do that. I have one of my main guys that I've been working with for many years, and I kind of showed him this, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's confusing. I was like, take your time. This is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take 2 or 3 days to understand exactly what you're doing and practice at it. So little keywords in there, little things to t-shirt design, layout, like text, making sure you're adding the text and seeing exactly how we did with this one right here. Dear Santa, did I spell it wrong up here? I didn't do it this time. Oops, I messed that up right there. So as I come in here, I messed that up. Of course, so I didn't do it this time. So let me go ahead and recreate this as we're talking about. This is a perfect idea because I went and messed it all up, but now didn't do it this time. So let me go ahead and regenerate this because I thought I had it down as I'm going along. Obviously I missed didn't do it this time. So as it recreates that, and this is a perfect example of tip number 5, as we go in there, you got to go back and check your work to make sure everything's good, because you don't want to make mistakes like I did. Now it looks like it's coming up with some good stuff. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. See that? Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. Dear Santa, I didn't do it this time. Perfect. So little things like that. Don't be afraid to mess with the description, the prompts, and then come up with your own unique idea, which is a really good idea as far as double checking your work, right? Obviously how I did, and then just being creative and try to remix the certain ideas, different, the fonts and stuff like that, and the elements inside of here, because you can add little things into this description if you want more stuff in there, maybe like a snowflake background, right? Which would be a really good idea. Now, tip number 6 is focus on evergreen designs. Now, do think of it as a bonus, right? If you're focusing on evergreen to maintain that consistent sales volume, and then you're working on trends at the same time to give you a boost in sales, because when you're working on trends and you're going after it, you're going to understand the trends are going to boost your sales a lot, but then it's going to disappear when it's not that event or that holiday's not there no more. I have plenty of t-shirts that are trends that do really well, let's say for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, what else, 4th of July, the list goes on around those times. But then let's say like through June, and then let's say like August and September, everything starts to, those certain designs that were selling really well in July, they kind of just die down a little bit. But sometimes those are more evergreen designs too as well. So you just keep in mind, it's a mixture of both, but you want to focus on those evergreen niches, because when Q4 comes around, those are going to be great gifts and make sales too along the way, because people are just not buying Christmas t-shirts or Thanksgiving t-shirts or Hanukkah t-shirts. They're buying just like fishing shirts, basketball, fitness shirts, football shirts. Those are all evergreen niches that people are buying throughout the whole year. Just want you to keep that in mind, but it doesn't mean not to create trending designs, because trending designs are pretty fun sometimes, especially when you catch that wave and you make a lot of sales with it. It's very, very powerful. But you can leverage Ideogram AI to create these type of t-shirts. So you can see right here, it's like a family cruise t-shirt, like a beach t-shirt right here. Funny one, right? So just leveraging Ideogram to help you create graphics, or even just to create simple text-based designs, or it's very powerful. And tip number 7, right, as you're going through this whole process, right, it's very important that you double check for trademarks and copyrights. You do not want to be stealing from somebody. You do not want to take something that you don't own. I had someone recently reach out to me. He's like, I created a football t-shirt. And I looked at it, I was like, but it's an NFL team. It's a professional team that you're trying to go after. Certain platforms are going to be really strict on things like this. 1, you can lose your account. 2, they'll give you a rejection because they know that you're trying to wiggle your way into like a professional sports team. And like, for example, like Amazon, if you're trying to go around it in a way, they will still reject the design because they'll catch on to it, like a manual review where a actual human being will review it, and they're like, he's trying to leverage the colors of this professional football team, and he's pretty much using all the keywords that are related to the football team and not using like NFL or anything like that. You're trying to make some type of brand confusion. Amazon will reject like a design like that. And not only that, the goal is a long-term business. So I had my Amazon Merch on Demand account for over close to 8 years, 7.5 years, 8 years, right? But that time frame, it's very important as you're growing. You always want to double check this part, because you're in it for the long run, right? And sometimes it can definitely be challenging, but it has to get done. So if you're not double checking this as you're uploading certain designs, you just want to be very careful when you're doing that, because this is important. This is going to help you keep that that long term of money, long term stream of income in your pocket. But not only that, it's just going to make you, better and better as you go along to understand the rules and regulations, especially in different countries. I know that different countries have different regulations, and that can be really confusing. But if you plan on selling like in the US, and you plan on leveraging the market, where a lot of the market here in the US, a lot of people love to buy stuff online, right? And they love to buy t-shirts, they love to buy products. You just have to follow these rules and abide by them, and you'll make money. Now, tip number 8 is staying consistent. This is very important. If you're going to be growing your business and taking it to the next level, you want to put goals in place and a system in place for yourself. Make it a point to where you're doing like a daily research every week. So Monday, for example, you're going to do research just for that one day. Now, and then the next Monday, you're going to do the same exact thing. And then Tuesday, you're going to be checking for trademarks, right? And then the next Tuesday, you're going to be doing the same exact thing, checking for trademarks. And then Wednesday, you're going to start to create these designs or these elements and for every single niche. And then on Thursday, you're going to actually create the designs and get them all together. And then Friday, you're going to upload all these designs or put them out on your website, put them up on Amazon.com or Amazon Merch, Redbubble, Etsy, wherever you're selling your product or your designs at and putting them on products. It's important that you put a system in place for yourself so you don't overwhelm yourself. And then you kind of just stay consistent with your goals and everything starts to add up over time. And keep in mind, the lower the competition that you're doing research as far as, let's say if you're selling on Amazon Merch, the lower the competition, the better it is for you to make sales. And this is very, very important if you're doing this, because the goal is to find a profitable niche that's going to help you make money. And obviously the goal is to turn your designs into money makers. I have designs that make me thousands and thousands of dollars over the time of me doing print on demand, Amazon Merch on demand in general. You're going to see my numbers right here. I think the numbers are pretty close to like 370,000 now, and now almost pushing close to 400,000. So use these tips to help you as far as understanding the concepts of leveraging AI and the power of AI that we have at our fingertips right now to help you earn money with this business. This is a very big opportunity. There's so many different ideas that you can do right now. Now, it doesn't have to be print on demand. I know people that are making money right now with fan pages. I'm making money with fan pages as far as creating an actual cool design and just putting it up and people are liking the design. They're like, oh, this is cool. It's getting engagement like on Facebook. You're getting paid for images. People are looking at your images. You can get paid for them. There's several different ways that you can do this, right? But me sharing this with you, this is more of the print on demand way as far as creating a design, putting it on a t-shirt and people purchasing it and you're making money. Now, if you want to join my research group, I'm going to have a link down below in the description where you can join the research group. It's only $10 a month. It's going to help you with understanding what is selling right now, what people are buying, and find these low competition niches. And everything is checked for trademarks and copyright, so you don't have to worry about none of that. But I always recommend you double check.
The research that I'm doing inside of this video, I'm using Merch Informer. This is the research tool that I use to find low competition niches. So let me go ahead and share with you how I'm using this. And my coupon code is going to be down below in the description. I get a little affiliate kickback from that. And there is a free trial. So test it out for a few days. If you don't like it, cancel before it charges you. Product research. Come over here to Merch Hunter. Let me show you how you can make money with this tool and find low competition niches. So you can filter a lot of stuff out right here. We can exclude brands, which is really cool. So I'm gonna hit that, exclude that, come down right here, leave that. And then with the number of reviews, I'll keep it like 10 or so. And then I'll hit search. And me hitting search is gonna basically go on to Amazon.com and do some scraping over there for us to find some new t-shirt designs. Now, with certain things, obviously, you still have to make sure that you're checking for your trademarks and your copyrights. You want to make sure that you're not infringing on another brand. That's one important thing. Now, if we come down here, look at this right here. I'm voting for the convicted felon. That's a real popular one right now. If you're unaware of that, I've made some content on that too, going over that niche. Juneteenth is a real popular one right now. Let's go down right here. Let's say, for example, look at this right here. Well, I went over this one too. I found this one. Let's go ahead and click on this listing. It's 4th of July, and then we have fighter jets, but and on the back of the fighter jets, it's basically showing the American flag, which is a really, really cool design. Now let's come over here to all-time sales. Let's check this out. It's made its first sale in 2023, right? But look at this. There's a big demand for this right now, and it's cranking. It seems like it cranks throughout the whole year and makes a lot of sales. So this is one way that I look to see what people are buying, and now what else can you create that's related to this right here? But this is crazy because this is an evergreen niche, right? Obviously, they're targeting 4th of July, but this is an evergreen niche that's going to sell all year long. By looking at the BSR chart, we're seeing that right there, right? Now, let's keep going down, and there's a ton of stuff down here that you probably not even heard, like you never even thought about, right? Done a little bit more Merry 4th of Happy, you know the thing. Now, let's click on something like this. Now, Joe Biden funny design. If we come down, we're looking at this. Look at the all-time sales. So it's made its first sale in 2023, but look at right now, it's cranking and making a lot of sales right now. Now, the main goal behind this is just to see like what's the demand? What are people buying right now? What can I do? What can I create? And then get an idea from that. As I'm looking at all this stuff, there's so many different niches that you can go after in here. I'm just showing you one way that you can use this tool. Here's another fighter jet design, which is pretty cool, right? They kind of turn it the opposite way. And you can just come down here and just never run out of ideas, just here for the wieners. right? 4th of July design. Look at that. Let's see. Click on this. Oh, it looks good on an all white t-shirt, which is nice, but let's look at the all-time sales. It's made its first sale in April 2024, but like this is a newer design that's making sales. Something like this, like when I see something like this, people are obviously buying this type of design right now. It's a good idea to figure out something that's of your own and make something like this. And so that's how I leverage Merch Informer to help me come up with awesome new ideas. And there's a whole suite back here. You can even create your own design back here. There's a ton that can be done with this tool. Really awesome tool.
If you want to learn how to make trending t-shirt design ideas with Ideogram AI, watch this video right here next. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.